Welcome back to Barefoot Bible Vlog. I'm pastor and author David Wright. Today we focus on Babylon is fallen. We'll be discussing Revelation 14, verses 7 through 10. Verse 7, saying with a loud voice, "Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters." Chapter 15 moves the chronology of Revelation forward to the final outpouring of God's wrath. The angel admonishes all to fear God and worship him. These two ingredients are already missing in most of society. There's a sad lack of fear of the Lord and little true worship of the true God. In God's grace and mercy, our countries desperately need to fear God and give him glory. Verse 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The angel in verse 8 gives John the first reference to a future Babylon. Chapter 17 and 18 provide a much fuller description and explanation, and that's coming. The Babylon of the Old Testament today no longer exists. This prophecy indicates another Babylon, or a type of city that will be called Babylon, will rise and fall during the Antichrist's reign, and in fact will become his headquarters. Verse 9, the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the unsaved will bow and take the mark of the beast to avoid the wrath of the Antichrist. He'll slay anyone who refuses to worship him, but they'll be unable to avoid God's wrath. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, in other words, it's undiluted, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. The final trumpet. It's a judgment God pours out undiluted of his wrath. It's no longer mixed with grace and mercy. Many reject the concept of a literal fire and brimstone. Religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, they don't teach it. Groups such as the Jehovah's Witnesses and Christian Science, they may mean well, but they reinterpret verse 10 to avoid a literal interpretation. Generally, preachers who oppose preaching what the Bible plainly states about eternity, about hell, must also find this chapter quite troubling. H.L. Wilmington, in his book, Wilmington's Guide to the Bible, notes about the fiery torment to come. Quote, here's the last hellfire and brimstone message that will ever be preached to the unsaved. And it is delivered not by a Jonathan Edwards or a Billy Sunday, but by an angel. You know, fire and brimstone rained down on Sodom and Gomorrah, and it destroyed both cities. Read Genesis 19. We should interpret the fire here in Revelation in verse 10 as a very literal fire, not reinterpreted as something symbolic. Brimstone is the same burning sulfur we today use in gunpowder, matchsticks. The New Testament repeatedly warns both believers and unbelievers, of a literal hell. And chapters 19 and 20 provide a great deal of more information about that fiery torment to come. It's coming up next Thursday. We'll release The Harvest of the Earth is Ripe. It's another warning. And we'll look at verses 11 through 15 of chapter 14. Reminder to you, please share your questions or your comments. And it's in the comment section just below the video on your screen. If you look down there, there's links there also below the video that will direct you to Amazon, where you can order your own copy of the Revelation of Jesus that we've been covering, or a copy of Daniel, The Secrets Revealed. Those are both currently available. And very soon I'll be releasing Judges, The Ripple Effect of Sinful Choices. It does cover the book of Judges, and it's extremely practical, and I think will be enlightening a lot of folks about the messages contained in that book. Now, Barefoot Bible appreciates everyone who has subscribed already. If you're not among the subscribers of that YouTube channel, please consider subscribing today, and that way you'll receive notices when new videos like this one are released. If you have not subscribed, consider doing that. Like the video to help promote the website, and share a copy with your Facebook friends. They need to hear this information. And may God continue to bless your study of His Word. He promises to do so.